Well, shit. It seems that Dark and Darker is wiping tonight, a day early. So I have notes that we can go over, give you guys an idea of what's going on. It looks as though we've got some new and interesting stuff. We've got a new boss. We've got the return of the Ruins map. We've got some new Triumph level reset kind of stuff going on. Improved 3D models. There's a whole bunch of stuff. So we're going to go through all of the patch notes for y'all, and then I will have the stream up for a Dark and Darker patch waiting room. The patch is going to be up in about 3 hours. So let's get right to it. Okay, all character levels, items, quest progress, reward tokens, and affinity have been reset for this new season. If you didn't remember last season, it seemed as though we had a whole bunch of tokens that we could spend, and a whole lot of people had a whole lot of gear right off the rip on all of their secondary characters for the people that had leveled them. Hopefully this time, everyone actually starts off at square one. The return of a reworked Ruins map and the return of 3-layered dungeons. Ruins is going to be the first layer of the 3-layer system, and then Goblin Cave is obviously going to stand alone on its own, and then we're going to have Ice Cavern and Ice Abyss as the third option. They didn't want to add a fourth map to the rotation. I'm not really sure how this is going to work out, but we'll all have to see together. The new Spectral Knight boss. Now, this is the only thing that we've seen so far. I'm going to guess that the Spectral Knight has something to do with the trailer, the preview for this wipe, where we saw a sword kind of stuck in the ground in the middle of the boss room. I'm guessing maybe we activate it using that sword, but again, something that we'll have to see. New Dungeon Express system, allowing adventurers to safely extract their loot between layers of the dungeons. Now, this is something that we already saw. We have the Express Man that is going to be between dungeon layers while you're in kind of like that waiting room status. That's going to have the now what we know to be Otto, the larger dog, standing next to him. New item origin system that marks the identity of the adventurer who originally extracts an item from the dungeons. This ties into the arena system, which we know now from talking to the devs from the last Q&A that I did with them, where you're going to have an item that gets marked as being found by or obtained by whoever ends up extracting with the item or whoever crafts the item. Those items, when you go into the dungeon, will end up having, because they're marked for you, by you, those items will not be able to be looted in arena, but in arena only. This is going to hopefully combat RMT and like cheaters trying to get lootable items off of you if they kill you in arena, because any of the items that you don't find yourself or craft yourself will end up being lootable by somebody else in arena. Now, in the normal dungeon, that is all still going to be a lootable thing, but for the time being, the item origin system is something that's going to be around for like the first few weeks to let people accumulate the best possible gear kit that they can for their character, so that when arena finally drops, you can go in with the best items that you can possibly wear, and obviously don't want them to be looted off your corpse when you die. New unique random spawn monsters. So this is probably what they were alluding to. Now, there's going to be monsters that will be more random, it seems, in all of the modules in the dungeon. You won't necessarily be able to determine what the spawns are going to be in every room of the dungeon anymore, and I'm very interested to see how this works. New minor artifact items. So it appears we're going to have artifacts and then minor artifacts, so something maybe in between. This is also interesting. I want to see what this looks like. The Tome of Knowledge available in the options sidebar to help with basic game information. So we're going to have a write-up in like a tutorial system to be able to guide people through what they need to learn. So that's a good first step. Many rework quests. Affinity gain from the quest system is now tracked on an account basis instead of on a character basis. This means that the vendors, as they gain higher and higher affinity, better rep, you will have an account-wide unlock for all of your characters to be able to access all of their crafts and whatnot. No word as to whether or not that those crafts that you unlock will be for each character individually, or if it's going to be an account-wide cooldown. We'll have to see. I hope it's an account-wide cooldown, because I think it would kind of wreck the economy otherwise. Triumph levels had been reset to 0. Triumph level is maxed out at level 5 and requires slightly more experience points to max out. Legendary accounts now receive a 1.5x Triumph XP boost per extraction. So that's kind of cool. The Adventure Leaderboard rewards for the previous season, EA Season 3, are now released and available for redemption. So we're going to be able to claim our Season 3 rewards right off of the rip, including the heart. Hopefully they made the heart look cool. They said they weren't sure if they would. Addition of many cosmetic skins and emotes, improved 3D models for several weapons and utility items, balanced damage based on attack distance changes for some weapons. So this is interesting, and this is probably something to do with ranged weapons and damage fall off. Ability to bulk purchase items from the merchants. So this is also good because now we can actually thumb up how many potions we want to buy instead of having to buy them in threes or singles. Quick access button for the Squire on the main menu, so that's good. Improved starting gear for all classes. Now, I'm not sure exactly to what quality. Maybe we're all getting white quality gear now, or unless maybe they added some stat points to the gray quality stuff, which would actually make for some really cool and interesting gameplay for a change. It allows for more build diversity right off the rip, and I really, really like this if that's true. In-game dungeon map. So now we have the ability to look at the entire dungeon map by hitting like M or something, so that's kind of neat. Low violence option to change the blood effects, so that way you can turn that down, probably for more Asian-related audiences. Some cultures aren't really big on like seeing all the blood and guts. Even like splashes of blood are kind of frowned upon, especially in places like Japan. Improved shop presentation to more easily view prices of cosmetic items. So that's pretty cool. The platform link system has now been removed. This was necessary to streamline the backend to better support store platform features such as upcoming DLC packages. So this is interesting. The platform link system being the one where you would link your account between Blacksmith and Steam. Now they're saying that they removed the platform link system, so maybe there's something, some other way to be able to make that work, but that's interesting. I wonder why. Okay, so this says, welcome to Early Access Season 4. All characters reset. Maximum of 5 Triumph levels per season. I kind of glazed over that one. So the Triumph levels are the blue stone shards. You're going to be limited to only 5 Triumph levels. I'm not sure exactly what the grind will take in order to be able to earn the 5 shards, but being limited to 5 shards is just them trying to, I guess, psychologically push people more toward like purchasing cosmetics rather than just earning the cosmetics. I don't know if that's necessarily going to be met with a whole lot of like smiles from the player base, though. You got a lot of guys that would rather stay free to play or get the legendary edition and don't really want to buy in on the cosmetic stuff all that much, and they would rather just earn it. But I mean, that is what it is. I would prefer them to have stuff that is only for blue shards that can only be earned, and let people kind of just earn them and buy the blue only ones, and then maybe have some that are for red only, and then say, all right, well, if you want these, they have to be purchased with cash. I would rather them do that and not necessarily limit the Triumph levels like they have been or they're talking about doing, but that's just me. Legendary accounts now receive a Triumph XP boost upon each successful extraction. Return of the Ruins. Experience the full delve with the introduction of the Expressman, and then the season will also see the introductions of religions and the arena features in coming weeks. Align yourself with one of 4 divine ones and prepare to see glory in their name. Be wary of those whose beliefs and goals do not align with yours. The arena showcases the PvP skills of brave adventurers, tracking their triumphs and feats on a competitive leaderboard. We will continue to bring new content and improve balance throughout the season. We thank you for your support and see you in the dungeons. Now, I don't necessarily think that this is going to prevent people from cheating in arena. I think that people will cheat their way to getting a decent set of gear and probably will continue to cheat in arena if only to get their name at the top of the leaderboard, but hopefully they get caught and nuked from orbit as fast as humanly possible. It will definitely curb the ability for people to do the RMT thing, though. There will be people that will do it, but then they just become lootable. So, you know, maybe we'll all get rich together as we end up murdering some RMT Timmies. Anyway, that's what I have for the patch notes for you all, everybody. Thank you so much for coming and checking out this video. I look forward to seeing you all in the dungeon. It appears that we're going to be in there this evening. And yeah, thank you so much. Come and see me on stream over twitch.tv/Onepeg. Otherwise, maybe sub the channel here. That would be pretty sweet. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for lending me your eyeballs, everybody. We'll see you real soon. Peace.